So tonight is our official kickoff of the William Davidson Foundation Initiative for Entrepreneurship. And this endeavor is made possible by really the steadfast dedication and generosity of their foundation. It allows this institution to provide the next generation of entrepreneurs with hands-on learning opportunities, with mentorship and guidance from seasoned entrepreneurs in a whole variety of fields. And the programming is geared toward creating really a deeper understanding of invention, innovation, and entrepreneurship, regardless of backgrounds and regardless of barriers. We want this to be accessible to all.
Today, the William Davidson Foundation is committed to advancing the cultural, civic, and economic vitality of Southeast Michigan. We at the William Davidson Foundation are particularly thrilled to support the Henry Ford as it explores ways to spark the next startup or speed the next invention.
Imagine what it was like the last time you were hungry. Perhaps you forgot to eat breakfast, maybe you rushed through lunch. Were you tired? Were you angry? Were you short-tempered? Were you sort of foggy? That is the reality, unfortunately, that 795 million people around the world approximately live with every day, where they don't necessarily know where their next meal is coming from. What that looks like is roughly 1 in 9 people, just as a product of where you're born, in what country, in what region, in what circumstance, you could be someone who is chronically hungry, malnourished. Hunger still kills more than AIDS, malaria, and tuberculosis combined. 42 million Americans are food insecure, which means that on a pretty regular basis, they rely on soup kitchens, food pantries, food banks to make ends meet. I was 19 years old. I was invited by the UN World Food Program to take a trip with them to Guatemala to learn more about the issue of hunger and to see their programs firsthand. I had a want and a will to create my own path and my own way to give back, to make the world a better place. So I was really curious to be on the ground, to be in these communities where the World Food Program is at the forefront of fighting hunger, and dig in more or less and understand what that means. And at the same time, I was struggling with, what do I do? What can I do? What can I tell others to do? How do I empower others? How do I empower young people, especially, in the fight to end world hunger, which for so many is just too massive, too abstract, too overwhelming to even begin to get involved. And that is when I had the aha moment for the feed bag. I was traveling and always seeing these bags of grains and corn and rice that are literally being distributed around the world. And I just thought the look of them was so cool. Every Feed One bag sold, it feeds one child in school for 1 year. We know what it takes to solve hunger. It takes meals, it takes nutrition, and there are very tangible meal metrics that can be attached to help fight hunger. So to build in those meal metrics into the cost of a product, make it super clear for consumers to become advocates and donors by buying our products, was very simply where we started. Over the last 10 years, we've been able to give over 100 million school meals to kids around the world and here in the US. So as I was preparing today, I found this amazing quote from Henry Ford, felt appropriate. "A business that makes nothing but money is a poor business." And I really can't agree more. I feel like what Henry Ford is saying here is not only to care about the quality of the products or the services that you are putting out, but care about the meaning, care about what they're doing in the world. And I think this is true now more than ever, and that really is what differentiates social entrepreneurship from just traditional entrepreneurship. It's about moving the world forward. The Henry Ford, it just is amazing. And to be, really spreading the awareness about social entrepreneurship, innovation, invention, is just so inspiring because we all start somewhere. So I really commend the Henry Ford and everyone here who supported that to continue to keep that open to the world to see. It's really important. Thank you for having me here today.